Mariano in Montreal in Canada has a great question. Mariano says, I take a lot of time, I spend a lot of time doing keyword research, and often I select a keyword and I struggle to get that #1 spot. What am I doing wrong? Well, Mariano, it's difficult to tell without seeing the strategy that you're applying. It could be that you're missing just one tiny thing that your competitors are doing well, but because you're missing it or because you're not quite as well optimized in that area, Google is favoring your competitors over your website. This is why we're using the SEO Competition Analysis, the SEO matrix, inside Niche of the Week, because it lets us get a snapshot view of what our competitors are doing inside that niche so that we can start having a look at whether or not we can do better or at least the same in all of those areas. Now, those areas are split into on-page and off-page factors. When it comes to on-page factors, what we're looking at is keyword optimization on the actual web page itself. So having the keyword in the title tag of the page, and having the keyword in the URL, and the keyword in the meta description, and also the keyword in the H1 or H2 or H3 tags where it's displayed prominently. These are all indications of a well-optimized web page. And in fact, if you tick all of these boxes, then it helps you, in fact, it helps you significantly to get better rankings inside Google. The other side, the left-hand side of the SEO analysis matrix, is the off-page factors. And some of these things you can influence either directly or indirectly, but some of them you're stuck. You can't actually influence them. So when we're looking at things that you can influence directly, we're looking at potentially backlinks. If you've got a backlink strategy that's able to get a whole bunch of links pointing to your web page, you can actually influence the number of backlinks that you have. And typically this is a very strong ranking factor for getting ranked #1 in Google. So when we're looking at our competitors, we want to have a look at how many backlinks they have to the page that's ranking inside Google. And based on the number of backlinks that they have, we need to ask ourselves, can we get the same or more backlinks of the same or better quality to our site as what our competitors have to their site? And if we can get more and better backlinks, then it's likely that we will be able to outrank them, at least using that factor in isolation. Other factors that you want to have a look at when you're looking at the off-page SEO factors are things like domain age. Domain age is something that you can't influence. If a web page is, or if a website was registered 5 years ago and you register your website today, you're never going to be better than that particular competitor in domain age. So you need to discount that factor or completely ignore it and focus on the factors that you can actually influence, knowing that you'll probably need to push your backlinks a little bit further or do better on-page optimization if you want to overcome the deficit that you have in domain age. These are just some of the off-page and on-page factors that can actually influence your rankings. There are literally dozens of factors that can determine whether or not you're going to rank for a keyword or not rank for a keyword. And it takes a bit of effort and a bit of analysis to actually go through all of these and to see whether or not you're doing something right or doing something wrong in all of these different areas. But there's also one Google ranking factor that is often overlooked, and that's just the factor of time. Sometimes it takes time for Google to trust you. And this is one of the reasons inside Niche of the Week that I recommend not just picking the keywords, not just doing all of your on-page and off-page analysis that we do inside Niche of the Week, or taking the structures that we create and using those structures to target those keywords and doing all of your on-page analysis. Don't just recommend doing all of the right things SEO-wise. I also recommend setting up websites and then just letting them age for a while. Because often what you'll find is that by letting websites age, And by, I guess, getting them out into the Google wild and seeing what actually happens, over time Google starts to trust you, and you overcome that age factor after 6 months or 12 months, and you get to see exactly what your website can do without needing to really push the push the backlinks or push the on-page optimization. So time can actually be a really strong factor when it comes to getting your website ranked.